burned about 100 gallons of fuel an hour and estimated for about 3 miles a minute with a ordnance load. Speed, he said, lost its importance to the kind of war that we were in. It was agility, not speed, that was the Sky Raider's best defense over Vietnam. We're going to take a look now from the left. David Reed is the pilot of the Sky Raider. Take a look at this topside pass of this most impressive close air support aircraft.
Oh, we got a big one going up there.
The Wright R3350 powers the Sky Raider. Generates around 2,700 combined horsepower. These airplanes represent very much the Korean War. The P-51 Mustang going on to serve as the F-51 Mustang, its new designation after the U.S. Air Force was created.
Way out.
Right after World War II. And in the case of the P-51, that's currently over our left shoulder right now, being flown by Derek Pleasance. More than 15,000 were built. Today, less than about 150 are still in airworthy condition. Parade review from the left. An aircraft that was called on in many cases by request. It's the P-51. Quite the difference in the sound between the mighty Mustang and that Rolls-Royce V12 Cumberland engine. Sky Raider. In this aerial salute to all of our military members, both past and present, the aircraft are repositioning for another pass in a review. Make sure to get your cameras ready as these iconic vintage aircraft approach show center. Presenting that of the Erickson Aircraft Collection of Madras, Oregon, we are proud to present our Warbirds. You do it better. Let's put our hands together for our Warbird Aviators. Mike Oliver in from the left. Nearly 16 million Americans went on to serve during World War II, and after the nation's entrance into that war in 1941, more than 400,000 perished. In the Korean conflict, 5.8 million participated. Today's aerial display of these World War II and Korean-era aircraft are flown not to glorify war, but so many years ago in the defense of the liberties and the freedoms that we know of.
P-51 Mustang, awesome.
This grand salute today.
Thank you everyone that's watching too, it's awesome.
I hope that you'll join me in a tremendous round of applause to all of our veterans in attendance. We thank you for your service to our country.
You're correct, but relative to our other wars, we lost 45,000.
Let me know if you guys want to see the Blue Angels live as well.
like a monkey for a ride in the air. Monkey for
That sound. Woo! Oh yeah.
Darren Pleasance flies the Mustang for us today. David Reed in the Sky Raider.
Mustang sounds close.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Very impressive. Different types of airplanes that serve very different types of roles. Military service, the Erickson collection. Hard to keep it flying.
monkey looks the buzz right dead in the eye. You tell the story, don't touch it. There's nothing right. There's nothing right. There's nothing dead right. There's nothing right.
It is always a sight to see these magnificent aircraft up in the air where they belong. It is undoubtedly one thing to see an old vintage military airplane in the corner of a dusty museum somewhere, but yet a totally visceral experience to see one flying in the sky. If you'd like to learn more about the Erickson Aircraft Collection, I invite you to visit them online at ericksoncollection.com. For that, Darren Pleasance, Mike Oliver, David Reed, and our buddy Doug
Here they
Griffin,
come.
of course, there. How about a very nice round of applause for the Warbirds?
Coming in for landing.
As the Bearcat touches down, the 251 Mustang on final approach out there to runway 4. I got a quick question for you, everybody. And it's a pretty simple one. Are you having a good time? Yeah, that was good, adequate, decent perhaps, but not stellar. This is indeed an outdoor event, and you can indeed use your outdoor voice. And I know you can make a lot more noise than that, so we'll try it one more time so the Air Boss team up here can hear you. Oregon, are you having a good time? Woo! Yeah, that's better. Us too. And we're working our way to the final stretch of our flying display sequence before we turn things over to our United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron. They are known to the world as the Blue Angels. 3:30 is their go time this afternoon, but we've got one more performance to go before we turn things over to them. And earlier today, if you were with us as part of our opening ceremonies, we had a chance to see the Red Bull Air Force and the skydivers, including that of Mike Swanson, Katie Hansen, and John DeVore. They were joined at altitude also by that of Aaron Fitzgerald, one of the only guys in the world of like 4 who actually can do aerobatics in a helicopter. Legally, again. But it's a really interesting thing indeed. He's the only guy in the world with a surface level statement of aerobatic competency, and we're going to see Fitz here in just a little bit as we get ready for the Red Bull Air Force demo. This is going to be a very multifaceted display. Earlier we had a chance to see the Ram Air canopies that the skydivers jumped with. They're a far cry from the round canopies of World War II. They're very maneuverable and have an inherent forward speed of about 20 miles an hour, but if you can really get them going and get upwards to about 44 miles an hour, or in excess of that, and in the case of a couple of parachutes that perhaps we'll get a chance to see today, they're called swoop chutes, and they're a lot smaller, and depending on the conditions and just the skill of the skydivers, you can actually fly those things upwards.
Appreciate you guys watching, and the Blues ain't.
They just soak it out of here. They have
Okay, we're back. Appreciate
Ladies
all of you guys
gentlemen,
watching, and the
would
Blue
you
Angels are
direct
coming
your
up.
attention high and to the right. Aaron Fitzgerald in the Volkov BO-105 is currently high above us and is preparing to deploy our jumpers today from an altitude of some 5,000 feet. Mike Swanson and Katie Hansen have worked their way out to the side skids of this helicopter, and in just a couple of moments, they're going to be leaping off of it and preparing to showcase to us not only some quick skydiving, but wingsuits. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Flying much like Rocky the Flying Squirrel, they can reach speeds in excess of over 100 miles per hour.
Wow,
And
that's
a
awesome.
skilled wingsuiter can actually fly
There
these
they are.
things depending on altitude for miles on end. We're gonna watch as they work their way down. One of our jumpers continuing to track down to the left. Watch for the parachute to open, and there's the recovery right there. They're low enough that they can't hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise.
Woo!
For the Red Bull Air Force. Mike Swanson and Katie Hansen working
Helicopter.
their way down. They've got some risers that allow them to control these parachutes. It's fairly simple under canopy. To turn left, they'll pull down on the left steering line. To turn right, they'll pull down on the right steering line. And as they near the ground, they'll pull down on both steering lines simultaneously for the slowest and safest possible landing. Let's make some noise.
Woo! Let's go!
Nice work, Mike and Katie. Now, I want you to take a look high above. Aaron Fitzgerald, 1,000 feet. He's brought it down lower. That's John DeVore. He's going to do something that is, well, it's a base jump out of a helicopter. Usually they do this type of thing off of cliffs and ridges. There he goes. From only 1,000 feet, passing through about 100 miles an hour. There's the chute. Let's give it up, everybody, for John DeVore.
Woo!
And we are just getting started indeed. Aiden Goldman is up here on the stand with me right now. Aiden, pretty awesome stuff.
It's an amazing show. These Red Bull skydivers are really the best they have.
They are the best of the best of the best. They've got tens of thousands of parachute jumps to their credit. Let's watch as John DeVore, smoke is off. He'll work his way into the target area. Swoop, there it is. Down on both of those steering lines for a beautiful stand-up landing. With John DeVore safely on deck, we're about to see something that is just, I want to say plain weird, but it's aerobatics and a rotary winged flying machine. And Aaron Fitzgerald, one of the only few in the world who can do maneuvers just like this one.
This is the Oregon International Air Show. To answer your question, I see that.
105, the titanium rotor head is the only one in the world that can do these loops.
Now, a lot of it has to do with the skill of the pilot, but one doesn't dare get into a normal helicopter and do this type of thing. And one of the big advantages of the Bo 105 is that it's got a solid titanium rotor head system. It keeps the rotor blades from flexing. Typically they do. You go do this in another helicopter, you're in for a really bad day. But with this helicopter that was designed for the German military back in the 60s is used now usually for utility work, some light transport, and medevac. Never in their wildest dreams ever expect to see this thing go upside down.
No, they didn't. And this thing has an unheard of positive negative G of +4, -2, and no other helicopter you're going to find today can do that.
Not at all.
Impressive.
And we're in the cockpit with Fitz up there, who, by the way, was born in Portland, Oregon, just up the way. He's working the collective and the cycling. Those are the controls in the helicopter to do things really thought to be impossible just a mere couple of decades ago. And if you were in there, it's fairly mundane. At least I'm told, because he doesn't obtain a whole lot of G-force, but he looks like he's riding a unicycle and juggling at the same time because both his hands and feet are staying really busy.
That's exactly what he just told me. I was talking to him right before he got in the air. He was saying, if you listen carefully, right when he goes to the top of the loop, you listen to him back off the power, notice he'll over-torque the rotor. And it's really just a really finite dance. In just a second, and there it goes. It goes quiet there as he backs off the power, and he'll pick it up here right now. It's really a finite dance of the hands and arms and feet. It's really incredible what he's balancing, multitasking, all at the same time.
Vince is indeed an Army vet, served in the 82nd Airborne. GI Bill of work, showing 10,000 hours of flight time, and he has actually participated as an aerial coordinator for a whole lot of motion pictures as well. Everything from The Mummy to SWAT, NCIS, some of the Mission Impossible movies as well. He's got over 10,000 hours. And this is what he does on the weekends, showcasing to us why Red Bull gives you wings. During the week, he actually serves as a Black Hawk fighter bomber pilot, being able to take Black Hawk helicopters in civilian use to go take out forest fires and put water exactly where they need to go. He is beyond one of the most finest rotary wing aviators in this entire globe.
After flying F-15s in the Air Force, back to flying Black Hawk Sport, and then here in Kendall, Oregon, flying Aviation 105. He's had quite a career, and he doesn't intend to stop anytime soon.
Now he's going to set up for his next maneuver. There's the forward flip. Watch him as he works the anti-torque rotor. That's the little rotor system there on the tail. Keeps everything coordinated. And he will set up for his next maneuver. There's a roll. You'll hear the blades really dig in. He calls that blade slap. And Aiden, one of my favorite maneuvers is coming up right now. There's the forward. This is called the bow turn. He rotates while flying upside down. It's really cool, but it's a whole lot of hashtag no for me.
Can't agree with you more there. Upside down in a helicopter is not something we expect to see outside the radio control world. Most pilots see that and just shake their heads and walk away.
Watch him as he puts it into a hover. He's got the collective and the cyclic there. Pulling back. Those controls allow him to actually work the pitch of that rotor head we were telling you about, and also the blades. The blades very much serving as the wings for this thing.
That's insane.
Indeed they are. Those blades spinning at hundreds of miles an hour, making all the lift to make this possible here today.
They say it's a couple million parts just flying in formation as it pertains to a helicopter.
And it's absolutely true.
This is Aaron's last maneuver. It's one that we make him do. It's a bow, because he's really good at what he does. He's going to put it in the hover. There it is. Let's give a big wave, everybody. And let's put our hands together and make some noise for our buddy Fitz. He's from Los Angeles, California, but of course by way from right here in the great state of Oregon. And that'll help complete the Red Bull Air Force demo today. Aiden, what do you think of that?
That was absolutely incredible, Luke.
Pretty cool stuff indeed. We want to say a very big thanks to Mike Swanson, Katie Hansen, John DeMore, our jumpers, and of course to our buddy Aaron Fitzgerald out there doing things that just aren't supposed to do in a helicopter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time and make some noise for the Red Bull Air Force! And a big thanks to Aiden Goldman as well. Thanks, bud. Glad you're here. We are going to get the BO-105 safely on deck because the time is nearly upon us as we make our final preparations to hand things over to our United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron. They join us from Naval Air Station Pensacola. They're known as the Blue Angels. And as we set up for